Good afternoon, students. In this chapter, we will read the critical appreciation of the poem Philosophy. Let's start. Philosophy had been Ezekiel's first love, while poverty must have come to him very much against his wishes. Subsequently, poetry proved to be his major concern in life. The poem entitled Philosophy shows Ezekiel as a thinker and a philosopher, but he is a philosopher who doesn't feel satisfied with the methods employed by philosophy to reach its conclusion about this world. It is a reflective poem and it states the superiority of poetry over philosophy. Philosophy appeared in Nizam Ezekiel's fifth volume of poems, which was published in 1965 under the title of The Exact Name. Ezekiel begins this poem by saying that there is a place to which he goes often and to which he goes not by planning but by a natural urge from within. The place to which he goes is a place of cold lucidity, by which he means the methods which is fertile in producing new ideas about this world. The philosopher is free from the limitations of real life and can freely indulge in generalization and abstractions. In the second stanza, the poet makes rapid survey of the flow of time. He gives the philosophies and the scientists evaluations of human life. Ezekiel speaks of the knowledge which scientific research have provided us with. Geology has acquainted us with the origin, the history, and the condition of Earth. Then, astronomy has informed us that numerous stars appear in the course of centuries and then disappeared. Man is moved and agitated by a variety of passions, but all these passions which agitated him are merely blinks in the eyes of time. To Ezekiel's mind, all the developments are like a momentary shutting of the eyes, which one reopens, forgetting that he had shut his eyes. Philosophy, as well as science, provide us with much knowledge about this universe. Philosophy does so through its speculations and its methods of cold reasoning, while science does so through its cold and unemotional researches. But philosophy and science leave many things unexplained. We strive to get some formula which can solve the mysteries of the human nature. The poet rejects the answers which philosophy and science give to our questions. According to the poet, philosophy and science are simply incapable of explaining certain things and they should not try to explain these matters. The poet says that there is a language which is not the language of philosophy or science, this is the language of senses, and this language is employed in poetry to deal with those matters which are beyond the scope of philosophy and science. Poetry deals with common things and shows the ineffectiveness of poetry and science to deal with these matters. As compared with the methods of poetry, the methods employed by philosophy and science are like dead bodies, which are in no way helpful in throwing light on the mysterious puzzling mankind. Philosophy and science adopts the methods of logic and reasoning, which are unemotional. The poetry employs the vibrant method of an emotional treatment of common things, which are the real substance of poetry. This poem shows the abstract side of Ezekiel's poetic genius. The bulk of Ezekiel poetry is characterized by correctness, but much of his poetry deals with abstract ideas. The poem Philosophy reveals Ezekiel's philosophic bent of mind, and it shows that he can make poetry out of his philosophic meditations. Poetry studies common things, and so it is to be preferred to the cold abstractions of philosophy. Poetry has warmth of human relation, and hence it is the source of life and wisdom. Philosophy was Ezekiel's early companion. In this poem, his love of metaphysics is stated explicitly. There is a place to which I often go, not by planning but by a flow, away from all existence to a cold lucidity. The method of philosophy and science are thoroughly void of emotions. These methods are failed to help us in our desire to understand the truth of human life and human nature. The poem is a clear example of Ezekiel's command over English language. The poem is characterized by what is known as the felicity of words and phrase. The lyric shows the poet's perfect command over meter and rhyme. This poem also deserves praise for its form and structure. Structurally, it is a most compact and well-knit poem consisting of 5 stanzas of uniform length. Each stanza consists of 5 lines, with the first 4 lines written in 2 pairs of couplets and the fifth line rhyming with the first couplet in each stanza. This stanza formation shows Ezekiel's ingenuity because the poem moves briskly onwards to its conclusion, pleasing as by its melodic effect. The lyric, in short, is the poet's everlasting ear to life and poetry. The language is simple and colloquial throughout the poem. The difficulty of the lyric arises not from its diction but from the complexity of content. So, this is the critical appreciation of the poem Philosophy.